If you pay $1.7 million to him, when you die, you can book it right now. When you die, whenever you die, they will take your body and leave it in the space. Because there's no oxygen out there and there's no microbial life, your body will not rot, it'll just remain the same way. For millions of years, your body can float around in the space. They're putting them in boxes and preserving them in buildings, like parking lots they've built for people to be stored in boxes.
How do we get people generally to just be a part of this safe soil movement? After your chat with Prajakta, I've understood the significance of it. But my question, maybe this is a capitalistic question, but how do we actually grip people's attention and tell them, listen, this is what's wrong with the planet?
See, first thing is, the younger generation needs to understand food comes from land. Your body that you carry, which matters to you, this comes from land, this is land. This is called human because this is a consequence of the humus in the land. So take some time to find out how much humus is left wherever you are. You're living in a city, everything is paved, all right? Paved land and plowed land, disaster on the planet. It is very important, soil is a recycle all the time. Dead life is going into it and life is coming out of it. The most miraculous thing about soil is this. The miracle of the soil is that nowhere in this entire universe is there a place where you can sow death and it sprouts life, bursts out with life. Bury something dead here and just see in a few days how much life will be happening around it. Tell me, show me one place in the entire universe where this can happen. So right now, the kind of things people are imagining up, making up in their minds is, about a week ago, there is somebody who's got a startup, okay? If you pay $1.7 million to him, when you die, you can book it right now. When you die, whenever you die, they will take your body and leave it in the space. Because there's no oxygen out there and there's no microbial life, your body will not rot, it'll just remain the same way. For millions of years, your body can float around in the space. Maybe you can catch a ride on some spaceship. I'm saying, the body that you carry is essentially soil. If you did not do anything eco-friendly, at least when you die, you must put it back where it belongs. Hello? That's the simplest thing you can do. But today, they're putting them in boxes and preserving them in buildings, like parking lots they've built for people to be stored in boxes. This box belongs to your grandmother, you can go and put flowers there. What is the point of preserving a dead body? It must go back, because we have no business, it's a loan that we have taken. We have to put it back when our job is done, isn't it? So, doing these kind of things is all coming from the ignorance of how life happens. Life, if you utter the word carbon, everybody thinks something noxious, something poisonous today because of so much talk happening in the social media about carbon, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide. Carbon is life. You and me are carbon life. This tree is carbon life. Every animal is carbon life, isn't it? This entire world, life, the fundamental material for life is carbon-based. And right now, what you call as life on one level is just a whole carbon cycle. If there is a chain which is making something, let's say motorcycles have chains, these days these chains that we have today on these motorcycles, modern motorcycles, they don't give us so much trouble. Otherwise, when I was riding motorcycle, every 500, 600 kilometers, you have to check your chain because it'll become loose. If you ride like that, it'll come off and cause a disaster for you, okay? Every 600 kilometers, 700 kilometers, you have to check it. 1000 kilometers, you have to take off a link because the material was such. Today, modern chains are made in such a way, we're just not bothered, we're simply riding. There also you must maintain, but when you're on a single trip, you don't have to bother. So a chain, any chain, is a cycle, like that. Any chain is only as strong as an individual link. You don't have to break the whole chain. If you break one link, it's gone, right? Right now, this chain, the carbon chain is going on, all right, to keep the life going. That's the only way life is going. But the agricultural soil on the planet, which is one big link in the chain, has become too weak. If that breaks, life is not going to be good. You can order from your food from Swiggy, Piggy, wherever you like it. But somebody has to cook it, right? Somebody is cooking the food. The delivery mechanism won't deliver it to you. Somebody is cooking the food, somebody is growing the food. Delivery can happen on technology app. Do not misunderstand the delivery as the source. You're eating food not because of a food app, you're eating food not because of a store, you're eating food not because of your kitchen, you're eating food only because of the richness of the soil. If you don't understand this, we will pay a serious price. Unfortunately, in the last 30–40 years, we have missed this point and caused enormous damage to the soil, where 62% of India's soil has less than 0.5% organic content. This is on the verge of desertification. We are partners with UNCCD, the UN agency to combat desertification. This is the biggest concern right now. The world is turning into a desert. If people don't understand how it turns into a desert, Saudi Arabia means you see a desert, right? 10,000 years ago, it was a rainforest. Gujarat was a, well-endowed forest. Rajasthan was a forest. When the Saraswati river flowed on the surface, all these were forests. The moment it was deprived and certain things changed and people did not understand what was happening, they all turned into harsh deserts. This is what will happen. It is not that tomorrow morning there'll be sand dunes in your neighborhood. That's not the point, because then you may think it's very romantic, you can go and sing a song there, like a movie star or something. That is not how it'll happen. Food production will slowly slide. It's not like one day suddenly there'll be no food. It slowly slides. Even today, for all of you young people who are well-to-do, who have choice of foods to eat, I want you to understand, every day, even today, 820 million people go to bed without food. It's expected by 2032, nearly 1.5 billion to 2 billion people will be going to bed without food. It's expected by 2045, nearly 3 to 3.5 billion people will be going to bed without food. Is that what you want to do? And what makes you think it won't be you? What is the guarantee? It's not you. You always think these things happen to somebody else. No, it will happen to you and me.